Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had an awesome weekend. Got a cool video planned for you guys today. A little bit of a different one, a little bit of a two-parter. First and foremost, I want to cover two pre-work, pre-action steps that we are having all of our clients do who jumped into the AI Clone Creator workshop. I'll run through mine because, practicing what I preach, telling you guys to do some stuff. So I'll show you what I mean when I'm actually doing this for myself. And then the second part of this video, I actually want to just use the AI writer that we're going to build with you in real time that creates content like you, sounds like you, use your stories, your examples, your products, talks to your ideal client. I want to use some of the templates and the frameworks that we're going to be giving away on May 1st to just create a bunch of content in real time for you guys. So that way you guys can see what we're doing, what we're planning. And that way you guys can make a calculated decision as to whether it would make sense for you to join us or not. If you're already inside, you'll kind of get a sneak peek at what we're going to end up doing together and how it can effectively help you create content in less time. So there's two main things that we told everybody who grabbed their seat that we wanted them to do. And if you don't do this, it's going to make having success with this workshop very difficult because we want to give your AI, the custom GPT that we're going to help you build, we want to give it context into you, who you are, your stories, your ideal clients, etc., and your actual tone. So, as we mentioned on the action steps inside of the classroom of the school group, creating a separate folder that kind of has both of your core stories and your top performing posts. So, I'm going to run through both of these really quickly. I'm not going to spend too much time on here because I did absolutely go crazy over the weekend creating these for myself because I wanted to give as much context as I can, right, to the AI. This is going to be the difference between spitting out, AI generated content that feels like AI. It's got 7,000 emojis and uses words that are in the dictionary that you've never even heard of, or having content that's being spit out by AI that your audience can't even tell was written with AI. So, this is the core story swipe file. I did share this on inside of the classroom section of the school group. So if you notice, it's bucketed into five foundational stories, and they're all about hitting emotions with your target audience. So I'm not going to run through these verbatim because I went absolutely crazy. I tried to give it as much context as I possibly could. So this is my origin story. So I'm answering what was my business in life like before I found this path. And if you notice, I went absolutely crazy. I literally documented my entire journey. I sat down and I just started writing my entire process, where I was, life, childhood, growing up, etc. And then what made me realize I needed something to change. And I'm kind of talking about feelings that I had prior to online business. What was my lowest and relatable struggle? Again, giving more context. I was horrible on camera. I didn't come from money, feeling like a black sheep online because I don't like creating content like, fake side hustle, bullshit, lying to people about, making all this money really quick. What flipped the switch for you? And the reason we're doing all of this is because we want to get clear on the emotion that we're connecting with our audience. So, how does the story connect with what you teach or what you offer? Okay, so that's like what 10 pages of content, not content, but 10 pages around my actual origin story, where I was to leading up to where I'm at now. Okay, so and then we're rolling into story number 2, plan, story, process, etc. Prompts to fill in what was broken about the traditional approach in your niche. Now, some people think I'm a dick because the way I convey some of my content, but realistically, a lot of my struggles for 3 years stem from being sold on fucked up expectations. Make $1 million in 15 minutes, buy this done for you business model, and you're going to be rich and all this stuff. Like, it's not that I'm being rude. I talk about the only process that worked for me after 3 years of showing up every day consistently and struggling to get any results. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about here. What did you try that didn't work? I mean, everything. Literally, I jumped from product to product to product for 3 years. And in that story in itself is a good lesson because realistically, the majority of the processes that I bought into, the programs, the offers, the courses, they could have worked, but my expectations that I was sold on were so fucked up that I constantly jumped around. I jumped from this program to this product, and like I never gave myself enough time to build enough skill sets to even produce results. It was I tried something for 15 minutes, and then I tried something else, and then I would just, oh, this person Sally's having success with this. I need to go and do what Sally's doing, and I just constantly started over. It became this like addiction of starting my business over to try to find something easier. Right? None of these business models are going to be easy. Let's just put that out there. Like none of this game is going to be easy. Okay, if it was easy, everybody would be rich. Everybody would be making, income online, and they wouldn't be miserable at jobs, and they wouldn't be sacrificing time with their kids to clock in. Like it's not going to be easy. Okay, but what's not also not easy is working for the next 40 years and then not having enough money to retire. So, what realization made you rethink everything? Kind of like rolling through the motions. The main reason I want to kind of run through this is because I want you guys to see how much context I'm trying to give this. And full transparency, I just did talk to text. So I was actually driving back from my family's house, and I just opened this document. I just talked to the phone, and it just started populating a ton of answers. My answers: what experience helped you shift that belief? Okay, so it's me just talking into the phone, which is good in itself because it's going to start picking up my language patterns. Again, we're only having you guys do this because we want to give your custom GPT that we're helping you guys create more context in your language, how you speak, the words you use, the words you don't use, what you say, etc. So rolling through, these are like you have your origin story, like where you started, etc., like where you were, how you got here. Then you have your plan, why your method is the right one. Okay, and then you have internal belief. What's a limiting belief? Shared doubt, a doubt you overcame. And then external belief, how you overcame outside resistance. And then last is customer transformation story. Show proof your method works. Now, if you don't have customer success, you can use your own story. You can use your own bottlenecks that you fixed, your own struggles that you overcame. That's why we talk about all the time to our clients, your ideal avatar is where you were 6 months ago. Okay, because you, even if you don't have client wins, you can still share this. I was here exactly where you're at right now. I did this thing to get overcome that challenge, and now I'm here. Now I'm where you want to be because I went through the process that you're struggling with right now. So that's an example of that. And this is, a lot of context. Again, we are just trying to give it as much context as we possibly can. Now, I'm not going to read through a bunch of these, but I'm going to skim them because I know some people were like overthinking this process. And I want you guys to see what I mean when I'm like, hey, just use your post. Put your posts in here. Again, if you're not writing content, if you haven't written any content, you can transcribe a video. Or you can open up your Google Doc and you can just talk to the Google document. Like use the, where is it? This right here, voice typing. Go to tools, go to voice typing. And you could just start talking to this Google document. The ultimate thing is we're just trying to pick up your language patterns. How you speak, how you talk, what you do say, what you don't say. Because this is the thing that we're using to create frameworks. So that way your custom GPT that we're going to help you create knows how to talk like you. It knows your verbiage. It knows your language patterns. It knows you. It can sound like you instead of sounding like a robot. And everybody can tell it's written with AI. If you skip these 2 steps, it's going to be kind of hard. So I went absolutely wild with these. I just started copy and pasting some of our best performing posts, using pieces of content from promotions we've ran. I used a lot of the ones from when we did the Group Juice 2.0 launch, which did about $155,000 in 77 days. I did proof of concept posts, top of funnel content, middle of funnel content, bottom of funnel content. Just trying to give it as many different examples of content as I can because we're just trying to give it indications of how we speak because there's going to be, whether we see them or not, there's going to be patterns. And using something like AI, it's going to pick up those patterns. Okay, the types of hooks you use, the way you format your sentences, the way that you are actually structuring your post. Do you use a lot of emojis? Do you not use a lot of emojis? Nate uses emojis like a middle school girl, so that's just the reality of it. But as you can see, I'm just giving it as many pieces of content as I possibly can. And I know this was something a lot of people were trying to do, but this is what we're trying to show you guys how to do before the workshop. If you guys want to have success with the workshop we're hosting on May 1st, which is inside of the free group, you guys can go check out information on that if you're not in there, if you're watching this on YouTube. We're just trying to give the AI more context. And if you guys skip this step, okay, it is going to make your life harder. Your content it's going to spit out bland content. It's going to spit out content that looks like everybody else who's spitting out generic AI written content. So we're just trying to give it as much language as we possibly can. Okay. I might end up adding more to this, but we already got 47 pages of content that I've produced, so I probably don't need that much more. But the main reason we're doing this, and the main reason I'm doing this again, because again, I already have a custom GPT that writes content like me. I've already done this process, is because I want on the workshop on May 1st, we're going to build it in real time with you. Okay, so I am literally going to build one from scratch, following the frameworks that I give you, following the templates that I'm giving you, and I'm just going to build it from complete scratch on the call with you guys. So we're going to take breaks. We're going to set some stuff up. We're going to take little breaks. You're going to start spitting out forms. And then by the end of the actual training, you are going to have an AI writer that spits out content. And it's your clone creator. It's going to sound like you. It's going to tell your stories. It's going to structure its sentences like you speak. It's going to use your language. It's going to hit with your ideal avatar. And it's also going to start pre-selling your offers. We've been using this behind the scenes for the last few months. And we've already been using it to, take ideas, create offers, and launch them within 24 hours and actually make money. So it's not something that sounds good on paper. We've actually used this to generate results. We're using this to some degree in our own content already. And by the end of it, you will have a completely fully functional AI custom GPT that spits out content that doesn't really even sound like AI. Now to the fun part of the video, because I did talk out my neck for 12 minutes, I want to actually just create some content in real time for you guys using some of the templates and the frameworks that we're giving you inside of this workshop with my current custom GPT writer, and just start spitting out some content that I want to show you guys how fast it can actually do this, and if it would be content that I would actually produce or not. And I'm going to be doing a very specific type of content using this. And the reason I'm doing this is because this style of content right now is absolutely crushing on Facebook. So usually when you start picking up patterns in social media, you can usually kind of hammer them. So I'm actually just going to create a bunch of content like this in real time for you guys and show you what I mean. So this is an example of what this stuff looks like. Is, very short, 1 to 2 sentence post like this, and then beefy comments, beefy context in the actual comments. Okay, so that's what we're going to emulate today, and I'm going to use the actual templates and the frameworks that we're giving you inside of the workshop to do this. And to keep things organized, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my content folder, go to Nate Content Catalog. I already did create a folder here, 2025 short with comment chain. So I'm going to do this for, let's see, April 2025. And I'm going to create, let's say, 5 posts a day for the next 9 days until the end of April. Okay. Okay, so we'll go 4/21 to 4-30. 5 posts per day. Okay, just go like that. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up my AI writer. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to open my GPT. I'm going to start from a blank canvas. Technically, I'm going to start from a blank canvas, but not. So if you notice, I have my AI writer over here. Okay. So this is the actual custom GPT that we're helping you guys build on May 1st at 12 p.m. EST. We're hosting a live interactive workshop showing you guys how to build this out in real time. So again, if you want your seat in that, go grab it inside of the community. If not, we'll keep rolling on. So we'll go ahead and do this real quick. What I'm going to actually do is I'm going to give it a little bit of context first. I want to create 5 posts per day from April 21st to the 30th. These are very short and punchy posts with heavy comments. I'll share an example what that looks like, and then a framework to follow. Okay, so this is the context I'm giving it. Muted myself so that way you guys don't have to hear my loud keyboard. I want to create 5 posts per day from April 21st to the 30th. These are very short and punchy posts with heavy comments. I'll share an example of what that looks like to give you, and then give you a framework to follow. You will cycle through different topics and audience awarenesses and mix in at least 2 posts per day that are purely for engagement or a joke. Then I also added another thing. Use real statistics, give quick wins, and don't veer away from the resources that you have inside of your folders to understand what I do or how I help people. This is the example of what I'm wanting you to create. Okay, so I gave it a little bit of context here. Okay, and then I copy and pasted my post that I wanted to give an example from, right? Short, very short posts with context in the comments. So I am going to pull one of the, where did I put it? Pull one of the frameworks that we're going to give to you guys on the actual workshop. So let me see if I can find them. Of course, titled post templates. Let's see, hot take. I will probably use, let me see. So I'm going to use this framework as an example. Okay, so I'm going to give this example. I'm going to use this framework that we are giving to our clients on the workshop. This is one of the, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 frameworks that we're going to give you guys, post template frameworks to use inside of your AI. So I'm going to go ahead and start spitting out some of these. So what I'm going to actually do, I'm going to just copy this. Okay. Okay, here is the loose framework that I want you to follow for the posts. So it's going to spit out 50 posts. Each one will follow the structure: 2 value-driven strategy based on your framework, 1 belief-shifting or awareness post, calling out BS or misconceptions, 1 client result credibility proof-based simple wins, engagement, humor, relatability, hot take. Every post will blacklist compliant, be comment heavy or CTA driven, stay authentically Nate, no guru voice, no hype fluff, no fake motivation. Yeah, give me the first couple. Let's Okay. So it's spitting out pretty decent. We might have to end up going shorter, honestly. So we might have to end up going shorter with these. Let me test and see. Might have to. They might be too long because we wanna keep them in the color block style of content. So let me see. Yep. Yep. See, so I'm gonna have to shorten that up a little bit. Make the initial post a bit shorter. So giving it a little bit more context, shortening it up. Okay, like this. Got it. Shorter top, punchier hook, scroll hop. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Let's see. See if this is short enough. Yep. Okay, there we go. Something like that should work. So as you can see, go like this. Perfect. Perfect. That's the great. Okay, so changing it up a little bit, taking me a few seconds. Okay, perfect, perfect. First 5. Post 2, engagement post. Some of it's pretty funny. Okay, so there we go. Okay, keep going. April 22nd. So as you can see, it is spitting out content that's on brand. Okay, and this is all real results too. I sold $9,600 offers without a sales page or a fancy funnel. Here's how I did it. The offer was clear as fuck. Most people write essays. I just said, here's what it is, here's the result, here's what it costs. Delivered all the info in a Google Doc. No distractions, no buttons, no 17-step email sequence. Let the DM do the closing, real conversations. Over, click here to book a call. Simple, clean, profitable. Want the structure I use? Drop high ticket and I'll send it. Post 2, engagement, sarcasm. Entrepreneur starter pack, $497 mindset course. 3 failed ClickFunnels free trials. 74 saved Instagram reels for content inspo. 0 clients, but hey, your brand colors are fire. What was your rock bottom online business moment? Okay. Belief shift paid ads. I made 100K plus online without running a single ad. No ad budget, no media buyers. Here's how I did it. Short form videos with real POV, not trends, not copying, just solving problems publicly. Built a community that warms people up. Content gets attention, community builds trust. Sold via DMs and Google Docs. No ads needed when the offer is clear and the convo is real. Paid ads are a tool, but they're not a solution if the basics don't work. Want to build this from scratch. So, for any of you guys that know my brand, you know my business, you will know that this is actually very on brand with the type of content that I create. Post 4, client wins simplicity. Client made $3,500 in her first 10 days. No sales page, no launch strategies. Here's how she did it. Got it clear on who it was for. No vague promises. No, I help people live their best lives. Posted 3x in her group with an invite. No nurture sequence, just straight up. This helps you with X. Here's how to get it. Sold it via DMs plus Google document. Simple offer, real combo, done deal. No fluff, just results. Okay. Post 5, engagement, relatable AF. Nobody, your brain at 2 a.m. Let's launch a $9.97 offer with zero audience, no content, and an identity crisis. Starting messy over never starting. You don't need to know everything. You just need to start doing something. What was that first thing you ever tried online? Mine was Amazon FBA. Never again. And see, some of you guys wouldn't know this. This was actually my first business venture that I ever got into when I first started. But I wouldn't even necessarily say business venture because I bought a course teaching me how to do Amazon FBA. But I got squirreled off probably in the first 8 days and tried to jump ship to something else. So this is an example of what we're going to give you guys as far as this content creation workshop. All of this is very on brand, but I'm going to give you guys another example because these are super short, super punchy. And I want to give you guys another example of what this looks like on a longer piece of content, because I know that's the hardest part for most people is long form written content. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to create. I don't know how to write content, right? So I'm not even going to use a template for this, but when you train your AI and you create a custom GPT like we're helping you guys do on May 1st, this is what it's going to be able to give you. I'm creating a post for Facebook all about this brand new AI clone creator workshop that we're hosting. I want to agitate the problem people are running into. Use generic AI to create content for them and how they can build a custom GPT in real time with us so well their audience can't even tell AI wrote the content. So that's the prompt I'm giving it. Okay. Here's a Facebook post that hits hard. Okay, so that's a pretty beefy. Most people are trying to use GPT to write their content, then wonder why it sounds like a robot with a marketing degree. Zero personality, zero connection, and your audience can smell it from a mile away. Here's the truth. Generic AI is like hiring a stranger to write your Tinder bio. Technically, it works, but it sure as hell doesn't work well. That's why we're running a live Clone a Creator workshop. We're going to help you build a custom GPT that knows you so well, your audience won't even realize AI wrote it. Seriously, it'll sound like you, think like you, and write like you in real time. So we're going to help you feed it your style, stories, offers, tone, personal beliefs, all the little things that make your content hit. No more robotic posts, no more trying to make it sound more human. No more content that makes your best friend go, wait, did you actually write this? We're fixing all that live. One in, drop a clone I don't really like this. So like what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, up a bit, tell more of a story around how I was anti-AI because I felt like it watered down people's brands, but reality is I was wrong. I just didn't know how to use it. Okay. So see, it's spitting out solid, not some copywriter in a Canva hoodie. See, it's using my language. Okay. So let's go heavier on the hook. Go heavier either. Okay. See, so as an example, like it's taken me a matter of a few minutes to spit out 3 different variations of a post. And realistically, I could post all 3 of these, right? So if you guys want to make consistent content creation the easiest part of your online business, you're going to want to come hang out with us on this workshop, which goes down May 1st. We're going to be building this in real time with you guys. And it's actually spitting out content that sounds like me. Okay. It's not generic, 7,000 emojis and all that, clearly written with AI because we have trained it effectively. So just a little bit of a 2-part video for you guys. If you guys made it all the way to the end of this video, I know I kind of rambled a bit as per usual, but realistically, I've been pretty against AI, as I was mentioning in the post that I just wrote with AI. I've been against it for a long time, but realistically, I just didn't know how to use it correctly. But we've been testing it, we've been using it, we've been training it, creating custom GPTs that write like you, sound like you, package offers like you, the whole shebang. So we're super excited for this workshop coming in May. But moral of the story, if you guys don't end up jumping on the workshop, completely fine too. But use it to your advantage, right? Like the best case scenario is you need to create a custom GPT instead of just trying to use AI. Just use, your open chat GPT and write me a post. It's not going to work. Okay. You have to give the AI context about you, your story, who you are, how you write, etc. Otherwise, you are going to struggle with actually generating results. And especially in, post AI era, is having a personal brand and having those deep connections and having those stories and relatability are going to be crucial to standing out, because the more powerful and the more effective that AI gets, information is not sexy. Anybody can open GPT and ask a question. And if you think it's not a thing, my 8-year-old daughter knows what Chat GPT is. Okay. So like it's coming. It's here, right? I'm like way behind the curve. Like realistically, people have been all in this space for ages. So I'm not the end all be all expert, but it is a tool that can really enhance your business if used correctly, or it can fucking ruin your business if you use it incorrectly. So, moral of the story, use it correctly, train it, create custom GPTs. You do have to be on a paid account, but create custom GPTs, train it to sound like you, train it to create content like you, give it context as to who you are. And if you want to build it with us in real time, then give me a shout or hit the comment below this video, and we'll see you on the inside. If not, I'll see you in the next video.